That's right, a bag for the holidays. We're holding a 50-50 raffle, and one lucky winner is going to win half of all the money collected. Entries are $5 each or 5 for 20. This raffle runs from now until December the 21st, and the winner will be announced on December 21st, immediately following the Alexander Usyk Tyson Fury heavyweight bout. So, cash app your entries to $JBT Network One. That's $JBT Network One. So enter early, enter often, and remember, one lucky winner will be awarded half of all the money collected. Another great contest brought to you by the JBT, Curtis Sewell, Treasurer.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you again for supporting. It is yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy BBO Boxing. Thank you again for your support. Thank you again for your support. Today we have a great topic today. We're gonna talk about the recently canceled fight between Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda. What's going on? What's going on, CDK? How you feeling, dog?
Man, I'm alive, so I'm blessed.
Hey, that's always a good thing, man. So we got a lot to talk about, man. We're gonna start off with, one of the most exciting young guys in boxing, Shakur Stevenson, was getting ready to get in there with Williams Zepeda, and it looks like that fight unfortunately has been canceled. What do you think about that, my brother?
Um, I seen it coming. I think after the Tevin Farmer fight, if you think about Tevin Farmer, his style kind of mimics that of Shakur Stevenson, and they had a rough fight. So that right there was all Oscar needed to see. And he realizes that Shakur is 2.0 of what Tevin Farmer is, and you really can see how that fight will play out. You know what I'm saying? Williams Zepeda doesn't
Yeah.
have any defense. He's just a straight come forward fighter, throws a lot of punches, but there's no defense there. If you think about it, and I really truly believe that Shakur would have really put on a real show against him.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I honestly would say in that fight in particular, I would probably pick Shakur to stop him. What I seen with TF was just a brilliant masterful performance. Say what you want, we don't get those performances every day. I really, you know what, I'll say this, CDK. That whole performance to me was so spectacular because we had just seen TF give Ray Maritala such a hard time, and then to go back to back and really show out. In my opinion, he showed out. He showed up and showed out. Salute to him. Um, he showed up and showed out. So I definitely got to give him some props. I just personally, to tell you the truth, I just wish that the fight could have happened. I don't blame Shakur. I'm sure it's the business of boxing. But we all want to see what Shakur can do because he talks a big game. He's probably one of the only fighters I ever seen that talks like he's a big pay-per-view star or something, and he's really not. You know what I mean? So he's talking about, oh, I deserve this, I deserve that. He got this huge entitlement thing, and it's like, man, brother, you done fought some people, but do you necessarily deserve what you think you deserve? So I don't know, but I thought this would have been a good fight to see where he's at. But to be honest, TF really showed you it's about skill. This ain't no Michael B. Jordan Creed stuff. This is real boxing. Real boxing is all skill. Shout out to the Black Mamba because he told us that many years ago, and we laughed when he said a lot of people don't know nothing about boxing. But the Black Mamba again turned out to be what you call that a wizard or something. Not a wizard. I don't know what you call it, a Nostradamus or something. You know what I mean? But salute to Melon Queen pulling up. I always appreciate you. Salute to Crush the Legend, my right hand man. But the thing I want to ask you, this CDK is something that I haven't got to ask you. Oh, I don't know. CDK fall off 1 second. Hey, CDK, I wanted to ask you one question, man. It's something I wanted to ask you, man, about the overall fight. Who did you see? How did you see that fight playing out, in your opinion?
You talking about Tevin Farmer and William?
No, Shakur and Zepeda. How did you see that fight turning out?
I thought it was gonna be easy work for him. Uh, Shakur got like that type of style. You know, he got great, like I say, he got great defense. He can fight off the back foot. I think Williams Zepeda would have been, man. I don't know if he would have stopped him or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say to go
Mhm.
that far, but I definitely think he would have. It would have been easy. Maybe
I think it's
nine
been
rounds,
three.
3 and 2, something like that. It
Mhm.
would have been that type of work.
Yeah, I'll say this. Um, the thing about Shakur, how I would have seen the fight going, Shakur would have used his movement. He would have been able to kind of get out of there and kind of counteract Zepeda's ring generalship as far as cutting the ring off. Shakur to me is like a young Michael Johnson, the track star. It's hard to get him. It's hard to
Yeah.
pin him down. I was a kid. Used to be a show called Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if anybody ever heard that, but there was a guy on there. His name was Gregory. He was a bug, and Goku had to chase him down and hit him with the mallet. And it just
Mhm.
was one of the hardest things he had to do. And if you ever seen that show, it's a silly kind of comparison, but it's hard to get Shakur because the brother's feet, he can move, man. He can move. And I could just see him really staying away from Zepeda because Zepeda, I don't know, Zepeda can fight, man. He threw 1,000 plus punches against TF. But I just thought TF really showed you, yo, he don't got much skill. But that being said, what do you think the entitlement comes from Shakur? He's always got this entitlement thing where he says he deserves this, he deserves that. What do you think that comes from? Oh shoot, my man sorry about that. My man that dropped off again. But I say the reason, I think the thing that always gets me about Shakur Stevenson is that for some reason he doesn't understand that no one cares what you've done if the numbers say something else. And I just think that he just hasn't understood that point that hey, if the numbers don't say you the guy, you not the guy. So say whatever you want about the young brother, man, that God chose. He chose him. And he puts on big fights, big events. Shout out to Leonard Ellaby. Shout out to the whole GTD team. They do a great job of putting on a great night of boxing. And usually it ends with a knockout. Very reminiscent of the great Mike Tyson. People pay to see knockouts. So when you got the top level and you still stopping people, man, people gonna love that. So
Yeah.
it's so much more we can see. But I ask you this, because I was gonna ask you this before you fell off. So what do you think this entitlement comes where Shakur feels like he's owed this or he's owed that? I always hear about him say what he's done in boxing. Is it because he's a three division champion, or what do you think why do you think he feel like he deserves so much?
I think all boxers should believe. He believes in himself. He's confident in who he is, and I think that as a boxer, you have to be confident in who you are. And I'm telling you, I think that a lot of people are missing that with what's going on. Not with Tank, because I think Tank is very confident in who he is. And like I tell you all the time, I think Tank will beat them all. I think that the people around Tank is not as confident as Tank. Shakur and his team had that type of confidence. They
Mm-hmm.
believe that he can go in there and get the job done, and that's what you're seeing. And that's why he talked the way he talked. And I don't have no problem with it. I don't have a problem with any boxer being confident. You know what I'm saying? You should feel like that you gonna go in there and beat anybody or you're the best. You can't, if you feel any type of way different from that, you're not gonna be able to go in there. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get the job done. Put it that way. Shakur Stevenson is, man, a very good talent. A lot of people are
Mm-hmm.
sleeping on him. A lot of people are doubting him. I don't know. His hand problems might have caused the fear of the last fights we've gotten from him, they ain't look that good. But man, the
Mm-hmm.
guy can fight. Simple as that. And he should believe in himself like he do. I'm happy. I think it makes for a better fight when he does get in there with the right person. I think we're gonna see an all-time great fight, especially when it comes down to him and Tank. I got a feeling the way that fight goes. You know what I'm saying? I think Tank, just my personal opinion, I think Tank will win that fight. But like I
Mm-hmm.
said, and I keep saying, I just feel like that we're not gonna get it it won't be because of Shakur and Tank. I think it has more to do with Tank and his team
Um,
or Tank's team.
Zepeda, I think they said I believe the reports are saying that Zepeda's hurt. I'm gonna tell you one thing I've learned about boxing. That's why it's so important to take fights when you need to take them. Um, Prime example is Errol Spence. I remember Errol Spence had put on one of his best performances versus Ohio's own Showtime Sean Porter, two-time welterweight champion. And that same night, he got into a car accident that changed his whole life. So
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta really get into these fights. Due to my brother Bentley showing love, you gotta take these fights when you can because you know what, man. Only God knows what could happen, who could get hurt, and I could be honest with you. There's a good chance the fight, yes, postponed, but who knows what if they get injured again or something else comes up. We might never get that fight. And that's why it's so important to get the best fights when you can get them because you don't know what tomorrow holds. And I'm just telling you from watching the sport, brothers got to understand that hey, this is big time boxing, man. Anything's up for grabs. But speaking about this, it's something that kind of was on my mind. Do you think it was a good idea for Shakur to sign with Matchroom? I say no. I didn't. I was totally against it from the start. What about you? Oh, my man, keep falling off. Um, I was totally against that because I felt like when you're dealing with a guy like Shakur, I mean not yeah, like Shakur, you got to give him a certain kind of fight and certain matchups for his style to shine. And I thought, when he was at top rank, he should have kind of been a little bit more like a guy I won't mention on the channel who was a, two-time lineal champion. You got to find the styles that make your fights look good. And I felt like with Shakur, he really didn't get that. But I don't want to take away from nothing that he's done because the fight against Conceição was sensational. He dominated Conceição. And we seen Oshaki Foster look like dog poop versus Conceição. So I mean, and Shakur also beat Yoshi for Mario real bad at his first fight at 135. So it's just one of them things where I think guys gotta understand you gotta take these fights, when you can. And I think that hopefully Shakur can get those fights when he can, man, and don't miss out because there's no guarantee his hands will be great going forward. You know what I mean? But I don't know what you think about it. What you think about it, CDK? You think taking those fights when you can get them the first time is very important?
yeah, for a lot of reasons. Taking them when you get the chance and opportunity, and also because, like you said, his hands, and for the fact that you're getting older, and time. So I definitely want to see Shakur get deserves, and it's just like with Tank, and I think I keep saying this and stressing this. I think it's a problem with a lot of people are confused about when people say Tank hasn't done enough in the sport of boxing that they think that you're hating. No, he's almost 30, and people. I just want to see him, man, put on the performances that he can put on.
Hmm.
Shakur, him, these fights. We're
Right.
definitely waiting too long for all these fights.
Yeah.
We had never had to wait like this for fights before, and in the state is in right now. And for the OGs of the sport, you know, I think even this internet has corrupted the way the OGs think now. The internet is taking over, and even the OGs have lost their mind and can't see straight no more because we are on the same path as thinking that everything's supposed to be marinated and waited on and all that. And we know that in the past we was able to get these great for the fight. A lot of people calling for these fights, but
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. My man CDK must got that cricket wireless service. But I'll say this. Um, what Bentley is saying is absolutely right. To my man Bentley in the chat, always keeping it 1,000. Salute to my man Bodega Juan. Um, if you guys didn't know, if you guys didn't know that that bodega is the bodega that Juan Claudio works at that I put in front of the thumbnails. Shout out to Juan Claudio for letting me put his bodega up on there. He's my favorite ox. So salute to my man Juan Claudio. Um que pasa que pasa humano. But I say this, the thing that's so funny, and I try not to bring the brother up because I love to watch him fight. Abdul Wahid is one of my favorite fighters to watch fight. Very entertaining. Not my favorite far as personality, but as far as sheer entertainment, seeing him beat the brakes off, Amazon workers and Lyft drivers and Uber drivers, he's the best at it. He's the best at what I would call the spectacle, the show. You'll get you a box of popcorn, get you a pop, you know, some, whatever. You watch your cool. I mean, you watch Abdul put on a show, then you go home. The problem is this: the fights that you want to see from Abdul Wahid, we don't get. If you think about it now, he said he had, I think it was 7 fights at the time. So after this fight, we're looking at maybe 5 or 4 fights left, right? So if he got 5 fights left, there's no way he's gonna be undisputed. That won't happen. Um, Too much red tape, even with him being a king. And he got ducked as well by Lomachenko, so it'll be hard for him to be undisputed. My whole thing always has been, I just wish Abdul Wahid would have fought those guys when they were there. Everybody makes excuses for what happened with brother Devin Haney, our dear brother. But at the end of the day, Devin Haney called you out religiously, man. You said, let's make the fight after Kambosos when you knew he had a contract with Lomachenko. Unfortunately, Abdul Wahid was incarcerated on some, I don't know what the charges were, but he was incarcerated for some months and the fight wasn't made. It's important to take your career seriously because one thing I've learned to be true is after 21, the years fly. Abdul Wahid is 30 years old and he's never been a lineal champion. He's never fought the number one guy in his division. Never fought number one guy in his division. So when I hear the fanboys try to compare him to Floyd, that's total crap. Floyd from the gate was trying to fight the toughest guys, baddest mofos. Mofos was running from Floyd, but he took him, Corrales. We could just keep naming them. I mean, he took them all, man. And so when people try to compare Abdul Wahid the Floyd, it's a joke because Floyd, as my man Shorty Lowe said, done it all, done it all. I mean, but the thing I will tell you is Floyd also did something. CDK, I'm gonna ask you this because people don't ever bring this up. Have you noticed that Floyd tricked these young fighters to put money over legacy? You notice that?
Oh, he's definitely done that. I got a lot of problems with Floyd. That's one of them, but also that's the reason boxing is where it's at right now. And one of the real problems I got with Floyd, and this for anybody out there that's listening that look like I do, African American or whatever, man, don't ever allow Floyd Mayweather or anyone to disrespect the legacy of Muhammad Ali. Because Muhammad Ali is not only a great fighter, he was a great African American. And what I mean by that, Floyd, it seems to me, goes out of his way to disrespect Ali. He came out with something else saying Lennox Lewis would beat Ali. Okay, that's how you feel, that's okay. But it's not just that, it's the continuation of him going on. You ask him this and that, he's always downplaying Ali and who he was and what he stood for. And what Floyd don't understand, he'll never have the respect of Ali, is because Ali meant more outside the ring than he did inside the ring. I think Floyd is not comprehending that. And I have a real problem with that. And I really have a real dislike for Floyd because of that. I don't care nothing about the money. A lot of people, oh, they hate on Floyd because he got money. No, I don't like Floyd because of the disrespect he had for Muhammad Ali. I'm happy for what he's done and accomplished in boxing as a black man. But the disrespect, it goes so far. And, I just think it's out of hand now. And every time you turn around, he got something to say about Ali. I just don't like Floyd, man. I don't like nothing about him. I don't like the way he carry himself. I'm like DMX. I don't like the way he walk. I don't like the way he talk. I don't like nothing about Floyd Mayweather. I'm sorry.
And of course, CDK, that's my brother and I love him, but that's pure hate.
No, that's not
What
hate. That's
Floyd,
not hate, bro. That's
what
not hate. Hold
Floyd is
on.
doing.
Let me say this. Let me say this. That's not hate. I don't like Floyd because I love what another black man that stood for us stood for. He stood for something. When black folks didn't have nothing to be proud about, they had an elite. You see what I'm saying? See, I come from an era and a time where we didn't have a lot, but we had Ali. So that's what I'm on. I don't like anybody to disrespect or show that type of real disrespect for Ali. It's disrespectful. That's what I don't like about Floyd. I think he don't. I don't know if he don't understand, he don't comprehend, or he don't care, or he's in that little Wayne category with it, thinking that he don't know that racism or none of that doesn't exist. He's one of those type of people. He think when you get money that
Well,
you're not black anymore.
let me say this. Let me say this. I think what CDK is saying is disgusting. Um,
Yeah.
to
Uh-huh.
say about Floyd Mayweather is disgusting.
Mm.
Floyd Mayweather is doing what anybody does in competition. He's competing.
Was it?
Uh, Muhammad is one of those love guys. I understand what he did for us. I mean, and let's be honest. Shout out to Jim Brown. Jim Brown don't get enough credit. Shout out to, as my grandmother called him, Blue
For me,
Cinder. Uh, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Shout out to
damn.
Blue Cinder, as my grandmother would call him. Um, now it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but but a guy named Blue Cinder and Jim Brown really coached Ali and showed Ali a lot of love and helped him get onto some of these big issues
Mm.
early on. So salute to him for them for doing that. If all Floyd
Yep.
wants to do is be remembered, there's nothing wrong with that. He wants to be remembered for being a great fighter, and I think he will be because he's terrific. And I think for me, it's unfortunate that Floyd doesn't know how to be a grown up and not cut off,
Yep.
not cut at Muhammad. Muhammad is gone, man. He's in paradise. So
Yep.
for you to talk about somebody who's in paradise, bro, he ran his race, baby boy. It's time for you to run your. If you feel like you
Yep.
need to do something, then go out and do it. Muhammad's
Mm-hmm.
legacy is encased gold already. God already called his number. It's a fact. So you talking about a man who's gone? I get why CK is
Yeah.
saying what he's saying, because one thing about CDK, people don't know this. CDK is a man of honor, so certain things rubs him the wrong way. And to move how CDK has moved in life, it's all about honor and respect. So I get why he would make those disgusting comments about Floyd. But at the end of the day, he's our brother. And we want to make sure we understand that, hey, Floyd might have said something we didn't like, but guess what, man? I'm not going to throw him away. I'm not going to talk bad about him. I'm going to just say, you know what? I'm praying for Floyd because it's a doggone shame at 40 something years old, you talking about a man who's gone. I believe Muhammad was Muslim. They call their heaven Jinnah. He's in Jinnah now. So to come back and say stuff about a man that's gone and in paradise already, you sound like a goofball. But you know what?
Yeah.
Shout out to my man. I got my guy in the house, man. One of the big star, none of the next big star coming from BBO boxing. My God, man, Mr. God's property, West Side Zone, Baltimore Zone, Dunbar High School graduate. My God, man, God's property. What's up, man? GP, how you feeling, dog? Can you hear me, GP? I don't know. Oh, GP fell off. My bad.
Hello.
But what was you saying? Go, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead. I know you want
Oh,
to
oh,
come back at me. Come back at me.
no, I didn't want to. I
CDK.
didn't want to. I didn't want to really come back. I'm not throwing Floyd away, so definitely don't. I don't want you to mistake that. I just don't like the way that he carries. That he talks about Muhammad Ali. I think I feel the same way Mike Tyson and others feel that's around my age or whatever about the disrespect. But I don't like. I think Floyd is one of the greatest all time to ever get in the ring, and I respect what he's done in the ring. I just ain't. I'm never gonna be a hater of anybody, and any black man that has done better in life, I'm always gonna salute him and man, you know, then give him the respect that he deserves. I just want him to do the same when it comes to Ali.
Hey, but you know
J.A.
what?
Dick.
That's his
Hold on 1 second, Chris.
mindset. Go
Let
ahead,
me
go ahead,
read this
BBO.
comment real.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna bring you in, Chris. Give me 1 second. My bad. J.A. Dixon said y'all sensitive. Like Floyd said, if he got beat by a guy with only 7 fights, y'all would give him the blues. We would
Not
give him the
really.
blues, and they gave Muhammad the blues. So
Yeah,
it's not really unwarranted. I mean, we've seen Muhammad take 3 fights from Ken Norton. Ken Norton whooped his tail all 3 fights.
yep,
We seen it.
yep.
So I mean, it was close, maybe the second one that they gave him. But I mean, Ali didn't beat no Ken Norton no 3 times, bro. But go ahead,
And
CDK.
BBO, you know what's
I
crazy? I agree with
go
you,
ahead,
and
Crush.
that's
I know
why.
you want to come in. Go
I
ahead,
agree. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
It
go
was
ahead, Crush.
happening.
I know you want to come. What's up,
Y'all,
brother?
y'all know how I am, so here it is. But I'm gonna be in well manners. Now I hear what you saying, CDK. But guess
Yes,
what,
sir.
bro? It's not up to you to think what somebody's supposed to feel about somebody else, right?
No, you're
Now,
right. Hey, Chris, let me say
wait,
one
wait,
thing.
wait.
You're right,
Let me
and
finish,
I
bro.
apologize for that. I apologize.
Right.
No, I'm saying I apologize, but this is my feeling,
Yeah, yeah.
personal feelings on Floyd.
Right. Now, here's the thing, right? When we talk about respect, Ali was a disrespectful cat too now. He didn't show everybody respect, and he did some vicious stuff too. So we ain't going to sit here act like the great was a damn saint, because he had some nasty sides to him. But
Yes, he did.
you know, dead or alive, he talked about him when he was alive. Now I don't agree with a lot of things that Floyd Mayweather says out of the ring, but guess what? That's his mouth. He can say
Yep.
what he wants, and if he feels as though that nobody's better than him, he should, because I'm the same way. I ain't gonna say nobody's greater than me. I don't give a damn who says it. But when it
Right.
comes to me, I'm not putting nobody above me. So he shouldn't be doing that any damn way. You
No,
know
I
what I
agree with
mean?
that. I
So
agree with that.
so 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 when we talk about these things, we have to dig in deeper and look at both sides for it to be fair, instead of making it seem like somebody's actually wrong. Because all these guys have been wrong sometime in their damn career. When we really pull
Yep.
the layers back, that's why we can't speak too much on these cats. See, I learned that a long time ago, cat. I learned it a long time ago. That's why I don't put too much into these guys, but exactly whatever they doing in the sport or whatever they deserve to get discredit for. Because I'm not trying to put nobody over nobody. Because to me, every last one of these boxes is in the same goddamn place, as far as I'm concerned. Because you know what?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of this sport way before I've been a fan of these damn fighters, and I would never reverse that. The fighters would never be first before the damn sport. So this is how I rock out. But yeah, but overall, if it's anybody that everybody agrees that should get respect, no matter if they gave it out or not, it's fair to say that people will agree with Ali. So I understand that standpoint too.
Yeah.
But I don't even have an argument. I just was pulling out the other side of it. You see what I'm saying? Because I
Definitely.
see you was talking about one part. And we know Floyd's one of the stubborn, most arrogant-minded people
Yeah.
in the damn world. I don't like it
Yeah.
about it. And he's like one of the goats. Like, I love watching this guy. Like, I watched a marathon of Floyd yesterday. There was no boxing on. I watched his first 15 goddamn fights like I ain't never seen him before. And it
Yeah.
took me back down memory lane. And then I watched Shane Mosley first 10 fights and Oscar De La Hoya and Manny Pacquiao. So, it is what it is, man. But I don't care how much somebody tries to put stain on Ali name, it ain't gonna stay, baby. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
all love the greatest of all time. Even if you think someone else is your greatest of all time, I still call him the greatest of all time. But my greatest of all time is Sugar Ray Robinson. But I'm not going to take that away from Ali, because I think that Ray Robinson is the greatest of all time, because Ali did work hard. He called himself that, and people start calling that, and he deserved it because he put the damn work. And we talking about a man that never do a damn body shot in his whole damn career. Talk about that. That's a
Yeah.
rare damn form. And as much as we talk about we love body work, which I do, but for a man to go through a whole career and never do a body shot, and as critical as we should be about a bunch of head hunting, guess what? When he was doing it the way he did it, it wasn't considered head hunting. Damn, I wish these today's fighters catch up and learn something. See, if y'all was doing it the right damn way, it would be called head hunting. But because the way that the greatest did it, it was like poetry in motion. So it's like, oh, he just scoring points. This dude punch placement so sharp, he don't need to throw a punch no other part of the damn body because it's always landing on their damn head. They don't make it look like that. Maybe a few of them. But damn, I mean, you gotta be considered great with just that one thing. To never throw a body shot on your opponent in your own career and have the greatest chin of all time in all boxing. There's no chin better than Ali's. I would take anybody to their grave early if they don't have no damn sense. The greatest chin. We see it talk about chins and all that. That's the greatest chin. Because this man wouldn't fight you, even though he had a loose neck and can keep his head off the stick. When he wanted to, he said, go ahead, because I'm going to still be handsome. I'm going to still lead this fight. I'm going to, knock off one of my beautiful women, or I might even knock yours off. I mean, that's some gangster. That's some gangster, man. So besides being the greatest of all time, that is the most gangster man of all time in boxing. I figured we was cooking on it. We had to take that to another level, man. Shout out to Ali, man. God damn. Shout out to Ali. Ain't nobody do no gangster and shit like that. Now, I mean, so when they want to talk gangster, they need to come and talk to us. We'll give them a different talk. Now, I mean, Ali was gangster. Michael Jackson was gangster. Michael Jordan was gangster. Now, I mean, Malcolm X was gangster. Martin Luther King was gangster. I could go on what they talking about this gangster stuff, man. Get up on out of here, man. But yeah,
go ahead, TDK. Go ahead, TDK. Because I got something.
Man, I just want to say I agree with everything Crush just said, man, and you right. And I want people to understand, Crush, what I was saying. I know that just like you said, remember I said ain't nobody perfect, and I'm not disagreeing with you. Should think you're the best. You can't come into boxing and not think you're the best. I don't have no problem with Floyd saying he's TBE. I'm talking about like Crush, the other stuff that he says that's outside of, like he'll go.
Yeah, I know where he be going at CDK. That's just that dude, man. I think once
I'll say this though.
Go ahead, BBO. Go ahead, brother. No fault.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying about my man Shakur Ray Robinson. But when you get more into it and you realize how he ran away from Gant, who was in a black murderer's row, it really, really took a toll to me on Shakur Ray Robinson's career, because his manager and him both stayed away from a couple of those guys in the black murderer's row. And I thought that was just horrible, because you can't say you're the greatest and you duck people. It don't work like that. But I get why people say that. Go ahead.
I get that, but you know what? We can say that about all those guys up until the Black Murderers Row wasn't anymore, which actually ended sometime in the mid 70s. So all those guys, there always been a whole nother league. Like boxing had like a Negro league, even what I mean, and like we seen maybe one or two guys come up from out of Murderers Row and give a guy a fight, and probably gave him hell. So a lot of them, I think all of them go in that category. Robinson, Joe Louis, Marciano, a lot of them dudes, Dempsey, all of them. They wasn't trying to mess with them dudes in Black Murderers Row, man, all the way up to Norton and Alley, and man, there's some dudes in Black Murderers Row they was not going to play with. But that's not
I'm talking about.
But I know what you're saying.
I'm talking about those guys from the 30s.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I just stressed it a little more because I know the Black Murderers Row stretched even more further than that. That's why I added it on. But I'm still where you at, brother. I'm right with you, and I agree with you 1,000%. But especially back there, all those guys did that, man. I'm not trying to save him because he's still my damn GOAT. But they all did that back then, bro. Every last one of the top dudes that was commercial, they ducked their whole Murderers Row. They ducked their whole Murderers Row.
Was a lot bigger. He was a lot. Yeah. He probably was close to a middleweight than what.
It was some dudes, man. God damn.
I get why. I get why. I tell you, he was a light heavyweight, and Shakur Ray Robinson was maybe a middleweight. But it kind of was tricky. But the thing was, we know that fight could have been made.
Yeah. I mean,
managers come out and say, "Hey, it is what it is." But just to kind of go back into what we were talking about boxing, I think it's great. It's great competition to see what we're seeing. And I just want to say, you know what, shout out to Devin the American. Even that other coward, I don't bring him up anymore. Shout out to you fighting Josh Taylor and Lomachenko at a very young age, because you know what? You need fearless guys.
Josh
Even if
Taylor.
you're not the one, you got to be
Yeah, he
fearless,
said
man.
he don't want to say the other
Josh
guy's name
Taylor.
because it's certain guys' names we won't speak on none of our joints. So all the races
Right.
and the
Yeah, no,
F
I was
boys
saying
and all
beating
that.
Josh Taylor. Yeah, beating
Yeah.
Josh Taylor and beating Lomachenko at a young age. We respect that. But what I'm just
Oh
saying
yeah.
They ain't
in
Yeah.
enough.
general, I
They ain't
wish
enough.
more fighters had that mindset. And I'm gonna tell you something that really made my day last night. When I
I did.
seen that Emiliano Vargas put a tweet out and said, I want Abdullah Mason now on pay-per-view.
Oh,
I
he
just
did.
I
Well,
smiled to
go
Why?
ahead, BBO. My fault.
Why?
myself and I said,
Why?
Woo!
Why?
Emiliano Vargas made it clear
No.
that he
Hey,
wants
Crush,
Abdullah Mason.
BBO, I'm
Wait,
sorry.
And I
hold
I'm
on.
told
sorry.
y'all,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
Hold on, y'all.
CDK.
One
Go ahead,
second.
bro.
Listen, man.
Woo!
go
I
ahead,
ain't got no disrespect towards Emilio Vargas. He can't beat Keyshawn Davis. I don't want to see that fight.
Cap.
Tank
Cap,
beat.
bro.
I keep telling you this
Cap.
right here. I'm gonna continue to say this right here. I think Tank beat them all. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I
they
think
not beating
Tank.
Tank.
He
They
not
beat him
beating
on
Tank.
several.
I don't want to see that fight.
Yeah.
Emilio
Hold
Vargas
on,
need to go fight.
hold on. That's what you
Go
missing.
ahead.
That's what you missing. Emiliano Vargas just started his career, and he said, I heard what you guys said about Mason. I want him next.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
what he
want
He
talking
him
want
on
to
about.
do a Mason.
pay-per-view.
He
He
want
want
to do a Mason.
Abdullah Mason.
I'm
He
sorry. He
want him
want to do a
next.
Mason.
He want to do a
He want to do
Mason
a
Yeah.
next.
Mason.
He wants
He
to
want to do a
Yeah.
Mason.
next.
Now
Yeah.
hold up.
Okay.
Hold up real
He
quick.
can't beat him
But
either.
Hey, CDK. Hold up real quick,
Sure.
because I
Go
gotta
ahead.
say this because everybody know that man BBO talks about
yeah,
Abdullah Mason and Emiliano going against each other more than anybody on YT, and we can bet it. And
Yeah.
since my brother, my little big brother, just broke that news that Emiliano called him out, that's what I'm talking about. Now, that don't change the fact that I like Abdullah Owen because I like Emiliano too. I just want to see who's the damn best. Because if Emiliano beats Abdullah, I'm not going to like either one of these guys less. I'll find
Yeah.
out who's the better out of these two, because I think they the top two prospects. F what you heard. I ain't got the other
They
prospects
are.
messing
They
with
are.
either
They
one
are.
of these
They
guys.
are.
So when I say that, and I've been saying it, and I'm like, yo, we need to get these two, the top prospects in the ring now. Forget all that later stuff. I'm tired of that mess. We need to start now because they could do it again later. We see it happen in boxing. So since Emiliano just put the pressure on it, I'm excited. So you know what I will be doing all week, bro. You already know what the title, Coffee and Donuts for tomorrow. It's on
Hey,
like I'm about to
hey,
apply pressure
Crush.
to young Abdullah, and he better answer back. God damn it, let's see it now. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Crush. You know what's good? It's a good thing that he said it, but I'm just gonna keep it real. Like we all know, it'll be 5 years before we see the fight, and I hate to say it. I would love to see it now.
I will hope they get it.
I would love to see
but
it.
think it is. But CDK, that's the thing you missing, my brother. Emiliano made it his business to say he wanted to fight.
Yeah.
He didn't hide.
No, I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that,
He
BVO.
didn't hide. Listen,
I'm happy.
yeah, I'm just saying he didn't hide. He didn't say, "Oh, I need time."
No,
Matter of fact, I'm
now.
gonna post it later. I took a picture of it from online. He said that would be a great pay-per-view fight. And even if we don't see it for 5 years, guess what? The fact is this: we know Emiliano Vargas let his nuts hang. And when somebody let their nuts hang, man, it's up to you as a man to stop that immediately. So we got to see what happens with Mason. Because I definitely could see Mason going to sleep. I don't want that because he's from Cleveland. But I just don't see any way that he can handle the uppercut, that left, that right hook. I mean, Emiliano Vargas, out of the three Vargas boys, looks the most like his dad. And if you remember his dad before he fought Oscar and Tito Trinidad, Felix Trinidad, I mean, the brother was terrific, man. Terrific.
Yeah,
So
I saw
I'm
you
excited. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But BB, I'm excited about that, man.
I didn't expect that. I'll be honest, I didn't expect that.
I know you love that. I know you was like, I can't wait to put this out. Listen, that's what I'm talking about. That's what it's supposed to be. That's right. When names is rambling and you hear the internet rambling, who's the best prospects? Ain't no waiting till later. I want everybody to know I'm the best dude. We're gonna stop this. We're gonna put a clear separation on this now. And that's what Miliano was trying to, and that's what I respect. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
You're right.
He's doing something some of these older cats ain't doing. That's too afraid. The reason why we ain't getting goddamn fights, because they ain't applying the pressure. They ain't calling them out. And this is what I keep on saying. You can't keep on putting stuff on Lil Red Man, but ain't nobody applying pressure to Lil Red Man. But guess what? Emiliano's applying pressure. Let's get it cracking. He better answer quickly. I want it now. If y'all talking about that latest stuff, y'all don't know ish about boxing. That's why sometimes we find
Let me ask y'all about a fight. Okay, we got Richard Hitchens and Liam Paro.
I got Liam Paro.
Okay.
I'm thinking I'm kind of 50-50, but right now I'm gonna lean towards Paro.
Me too.
Because I think Hitchens going there and trying to prove that he got a chin. Paro got some pop and it's good enough pop to stop his ass. So, you know, we seen Hitchens look like a days ago, look questionable in some fights, and Paro's good enough to make him look like that. So hopefully he got a dope A game that he's going to execute, not get outside his lane and do something that's going to, you know, make it more easier for Paro. But he's going to have to be very careful. Don't try to be macho. He's going to have to outbox Paro because Paro is the better damn fighter and a better puncher. Hitchens, he's the better technical boxer. Boxer and fighters are not the same thing. People don't ever get that ish twisted up again because a lot of y'all don't know ish about boxing. So
Paro though, he kept Subcribe Matias open. So that ought to tell you he got heavy hands, bro. He was punching the chocolate off that dude, man.
Hey,
right now, Pearl didn't win that fight off no dog on that fight because he was taking it to him. I mean, it was fungo and all types of Puerto Rican desserts up on there.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I think that's what Crush is saying, but I'm gonna say this right here. In order for Richards to win that fight, he's gonna have to do this right here. He's gonna have to box.
I think he went on again. He's gonna have to honestly keep it real. Honestly, keep it. Yeah, he got muted. I don't know what happened, but to be honest with you, man, Crush, he gonna have to run. I'm gonna just be totally honest with you. He gonna have to do a lot of moving because I mean, I'm telling you, man, Matias was that dude. He had because you remember when Matias, when he was Matias's #1 contender, he said, I'm not rushing for a title. But as soon as Subriel Matias lose, oh, I want to fight Pearl. Pearl's gonna put him to bed, man. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Africa's good, but he's just average. He's an average fighter. I mean, no, he's not that guy, bro. What's that famous saying Abdul Wahid got? He ain't that, brother. He's not that. He's not that. He's not that guy.
Right.
CDK, you back?
I'm back. Like I said, he's gonna have to. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if this keep kicking me out, man. It might be my internet. I don't know what it is. I think BVO doing it on purpose.
No, you on your phone or you on your laptop?
No, I'm on my phone.
That's what it is, the phone. One thing I noticed, they're more sturdy when you're on your laptop because when I'm on my phone, it causes some joints. So since I'm in the house. I'm on my laptop. So yeah. If you can use your laptop, it's a little more better.
Okay, I'm gonna stay out getting on my laptop then instead of my phone. I'm gonna say this though, like I said, he gonna have to fight sometime in that piece and let his hands go. Find out just how good he really is. I lean towards Liam Pyro. I think it's gonna be a good fight. It is a 50-50 fight. It can go either way, but we're gonna find out how good African really is.
Dog, that is not a 50-50 fight. Stop telling people stories, man.
It
That's
is a
not a
50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight, man.
Yeah.
Go to
You,
running
you just
stories,
can't tell.
man.
Hold on. So you telling me that you know without a doubt Liam Pyro gonna win this fight?
I'll
Huh?
put it like this, man.
If you can't tell me that, it's
I
a
don't know.
50-50 fight.
I'm gonna tell you this. I see Pearl stopping him. I'm just being honest. I
Okay,
think
well
he's gonna
then you
stop
think it's
Africa.
a 70-30 or a 60-40 fight.
I don't think Africa got a chance. He ain't got a
Well,
chance.
you think it's 80-20.
I think he don't got nothing. I don't think he's about to go in there and get smashed.
So you think
Because
it's
we
100?
just seen
Hey,
we
Crush,
just seen who's the guy
what do you think it is, Crush? You think it's a 50-50 fight?
Hey man, it's hey. I'm gonna say this. I give you my percentage, and even though I'm
Yeah.
picking Poirot, 60-40, I think is fair enough.
Right.
I gotta give Hitchison his respect for what he can do. But like I
Right.
said, the reason why it's not a 50-50 fight is because the things that he has trouble with.
Yeah.
Sometimes he can allow himself to get hit and he has good defense. You cannot you can't take punches that you should be getting away from a guy that can punch. That
Right.
Anybody, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna see. So I'm favoring Parvo, man, and Parvo faced the hardest puncher just about at 140 pounds in Matias. So
the most reckless puncher for sure. I mean, reckless.
exactly. So I don't know what Hitchens is going to do to keep Parvo honest. Now people can say, "Oh, he gonna move around." He got good footwork, but Parvo know how to move around. He got good footwork, and he know how to cut the ring off pretty okay. Good enough to trap goddamn Hitchens. Now I mean, he got good footwork, but it's not. I wouldn't make it a part of the elite footwork guys in the game. You know what I mean? But it's good.
Yeah. What about Gary Antoine Russell and Rio? What do y'all think about that fight coming up?
Ooh.
Ryo gonna win.
You want to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ryo, that's an easy fight for Ryo, man. That's an easy fight.
You taking Ryo? Yeah. Now, go ahead, CDK.
All right. Go ahead.
Now, I don't know. Listen, because I used to come on here and BBO know, Crush. I was real big on Gary Antoine Russell.
Yeah, I know. He went out again, but let me just give my my assessment on it real quick. Now I'm looking at the fight two different ways, and I see where my brother Kareem Akbar, aka Wiz Khalifa, was coming from. You know what I mean? But then the other side too. Now I think Gary got the right tools. I'm gonna say this the correct way. He got the right tools and fundamentals to beat El Rayo, but because he don't use it in more of a tactical form or more of a neat form, he opens himself. Yeah, he opens himself to get hit, which he does get hit. He gets hit, and El Rayo can punch, and we know Antoine, I like to call him. You know what I mean? Antoine, he don't have the most granite chin. I think he did get dropped once in his career, but El Rayo does have enough. Yeah, right. But this is what makes that fight interesting, because we know Antoine likes to apply pressure. Now we've seen El Rayo handle pressure against Pitbull.
Yep.
So who's more of the better pressure guy? Pitbull, Antoine Russell. We can easily get into Pitbull. We ain't gonna pull no cap on it, even though Twine is the better skilled boxer, but that don't make him the better pressure guy. And Pitbull hits harder than Antoine Russell. So I
Yep.
can see exactly where BVO is coming from. So I with that being said, I'm gonna have to lean towards Ryo. As long as Ryo stays focused, just like everybody should, and don't let Antoine tactics, because he's gonna try to rough him up, do
Yep.
a lot of, some borderline dirty stuff that you probably can get away with, but if you get caught too much, you get a point taken away from you. El Rayo can easily frustrate him by keeping him on the end of that stick because he has a good jab, and as long as he keep that active, he's gonna open up that overhand and everything else. So I can see it. And then with that being said, I'm gonna pass the mic. El Rayo beats Antoine Russell, which I think that raises his stock even more because he's been in there with pressure guys that can, on any night that can give anybody a problem if they're not on a game. And since his loss, El Rayo has been looking good. So go ahead, CDK.
Man, I don't know. I hope they don't kick me out again. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Okay,
Yeah,
listen.
go ahead.
Before they kick me out, I think the problem with Gary Antoine Russell, he still had an amateur style. He does come forward. He puts a lot of pressure on. But I'm talking about when he punches, if you pay attention, he don't sit down on his punches. He still has like an amateur style of fighting where you're trying to get points. And I think that's his problem right there. And I think that's what was wrong with him in his last fight. Uh, he's definitely not a person bull. I think that Ryo is looking great and phenomenal now. We seen him take those losses, and man, he came back even stronger. So I definitely got Ryo in this fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I expected a lot. I was big on Antoine Russell. I thought he can have a good career. Not saying that he still can't, but in my honest opinion, I think we all can agree that we talk about what people need to be doing, what fighters need to be doing. Well, we need to talk about the guys who really need to be doing stuff, and he's one of those guys. He need to get active, stay active. We haven't seen much improvement from him either, to be honest. So, when I hear him be critical about, guys still looking amateur, I think he's looking in the mirror, because CDK landed a great point, and CDK said it before, and there's other people that said the same thing about Antoine Russell. So he does still look, he still look amateurish. He really does. When you look at it, go look at a clip of an amateur right now, and then go look at one of his pro fights, any pro fight. It looks the
Yep.
same. And you can't expect to go but so far in professional fighting with that amateur style. We have seen the amateur style get caught the hell up, and some of those guys they can't get out of it, man. And you see them, evaporate into air. So yeah, I will have to favor El Rayo. El Rayo, 10 toes down. Don't let the rugtastic bother you, man. Just handle your business, man. You handle Pitbull, so I think he can
Yep.
handle him. Regardless if people going to say that he's better. Okay, cool, fine. But who's the more accomplished? You know what I mean? Who fought the better opposition? Pitbull has. And he
Yeah.
came up out of nowhere. So in a way, Antoine, you had a head start. He had a head start before Pitbull. We ain't find out about Pitbull until the night the first Rolly fight got canceled, and Pitbull was scheduled to fight somebody that night, and he stepped in and he put on a hell of a performance. He did.
Yeah.
Wish I would have seen a forward training camp from both of these guys. You know what I mean? But he did put on a hell of a performance. I don't think he's that good. I think he's a moment guy. But if you ain't tight, he can get you because he haven't looked too well. And his best performance, his best look was against Lil Red. I mean, even though he did this and did that to a person, but his best performance was against Lil Red because Lil Red is better than everybody that he's ever faced and probably will face on his resume. You know what I mean? So that speaks a lot in volume. So yeah, you easily can give El Rayo the fight. I like El Rayo, and I'm glad El Rayo bounced back because gotta remember, they was about to cancel El Rayo out. You know, they about to make El Rayo a young gatekeeper. And with that being said, you know, it's between him and my man uh uh Sugarfoot Sherbet, you know, Colbert. But he got so bad that he can't even be a gatekeeper any damn more. He just fell apart. But see, when you're not really into this sport like that, your heart is in it. This is going to happen to you, and that's what's happening. But I'm excited for any fighter that's willing to prove to anybody that anyone that you think is hotter than them at that time, they willing to show you that they are not. So shout out to Emiliano, and Top Rank needs to handle that because it been, you know, the Vargas brothers, they want to smoke, you know. Now let's see if you know, I want to see the Davis brothers versus the Vargas brothers too. You know what I mean? But I got my eye on all these sets of brothers, you know, because I like them all. They all pretty talented, you know. Now I think out of the three, to be honest, I think the Davis brothers overall is the least talented one out of them between the Masons, themselves, and the Vargas brothers. You know, so I would definitely want to see it. And this is a first official call out of a brother wanting to fight a brother from another set. Hey, we gonna have an awesome week on Coffee and Donuts for Grown Ups. Kareem Akbar, aka Wiz. Yeah, oh man. Oh man, y'all be prepared for this week because this is what we're gonna be talking about this week. Oh man, because we could talk about it for a couple days, and I'm excited about it. Let's get it cracking. So, if he does accept it, this would be the first official fight, a brother against brother from another set. Let's get it cracking. Shit. Matter of fact, you know how we just not too long ago, just very recently, was talking about they need to bring a tournament back, and maybe you should have a tournament of the brothers. What you think about that? My brother Kareem Akbar, aka Wiz Khalifa, the Asiata black man. How you feel about that? Wouldn't that be cool? They set something up like that because it's kind of like what Keyshawn alluded to when he said, you know, they can get, you know, him and his brothers against Dumb and Dumb brothers. Make it happen. Don't talk about it. Be about it. That would be exciting for boxing. It'd be something different because we never really seen these. I can't read. No, you know, multiple sets of brothers in the sport of boxing, and they get to go against, you know, family against family. I love it. I love it. I'm all for it. What do y'all think about it? I am for that. I like it. You know, I'm not on X. I used to be on X. I still have an X account, but I don't buy with X. X just does a little too much for me, and I can handle anything. But you know, I got kicked off of X before, so you know, I ain't gonna keep on opening up joints, and you know, I gotta worry about getting kicked out. You know, so yeah, man, I like that. I like that. But we do have a fight coming up this weekend. Sonny Edwards is fighting this weekend. I like Sonny Edwards. He's going against what's the kid name? Emos or something like that. But yeah, that's gonna be a good fight. Um, you know, these few last fights, they some light roster type of fights, but don't sleep on them. You know, they might be good and entertaining. And then we waiting to see the rematch of Usyk and Tyson Fury, which is the last biggest fight on the calendar of this year. And then we can look forward to 2025. We know we got David versus David coming up. A lot of people been talking about how they've been feeling about that. Some people think Morrell can do it. They don't think he's too ripe or too green. They think he's good enough to beat the Mexican monster. It's gonna be an exciting fight. Once again, both of them somewhat is still fairly new to 175. I mean, how many fights David Benny had at 175 so far? Maybe about 2 or 3. No more than a couple. So, and with that being said, he only has maybe 2 fights more at 75 than Morrell. But I can see why people is picking Morrell over David Benavidez because for one, Morrell comes from that good school of Cuban boxing. Um, Now, when you look at it, the profile of the style. Yes, Morrell is a more technical boxer, better footwork. He has better fundamentals than David Benavidez. I understand that, so I can see why people's leaning towards that. But sometimes that don't work. Sometimes that's just not enough. But on the other hand, you have David Benavidez, a guy who's built like he should be in a whole nother sport, don't look like he can even wrestle, but he has hands. The guy can fight. He's more of a puncher, brawler, boxer. If that makes any sense to y'all. He faced the better opposition. He faced bigger punches. I think I like his hand speed better than Morrell's. I favor his hand speed over Morrell's because we see that David Benavidez can switch speeds. He can switch up. He can switch gears. It looked like it's slow, but then it winds up landing sooner than what you thought because it's like, oh, I can dip this because I see it coming. And that's the closer it get to you, the faster it got to you. If that makes any sense. So he got that sneaky hand speed to where he can switch it up. So it's going to be interesting. But Morrell being a boxer, people saying his defense is better. You know what I mean? What's going on, Ben Israel? Salute, brother. You know what I mean? So they saying but this real quick, man. This is a showdown with the Washington Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys, and they just poured in within 1 point, and I think they can even it up 26-27. There's only a few seconds left in that game if you care about it. But I'm gonna say this. Now, both of these guys equally wasn't too impressive in their last fights. Jay Gibson, what's going on? TWT in the building, JBT in the building. So I can see where everybody is coming from. So that's why it makes it for more of an interesting match, because even though we can say the same thing about Benavidez that we're saying about Morrell, he didn't look good in that fight. Some people thought Morrell lost his last fight. Same thing go with Benavidez. They say he didn't look too good. Some people thought that Benavidez lost that fight. So I can see why people is picking Morrell over David Benavidez, because they feel as though David Benavidez is not that much better than David Morrell. But we're going to find out fight night. As long as Morrell go in there and box, try to stay away from as many power punches from David Morrell as possible. But the moment Morrell starts to become more available for Benavidez to put his hands on him, it might be a different ending. But what Morrell needs to do is work the ring, work the boxing ring. Okay, and for you haters out there, you people that don't know about boxing, that is not running. Okay, know the difference between running, footwork, and ring general shit. Because a lot of y'all don't know. And he has all those things to do it. So as long as he makes himself unavailable for David Benavidez to be where David wants him to be, use his defense, work on your breathing, breath control, breath control. That's something else we don't hear people critique about fighters anymore. Breath control. That's very important. Gotta have a good system of breathing. All right. So he's gonna have to prepare himself. Make David tired. Make David tired. But the thing about David, it's not too easy. It's not easy to make him tired because he's just like which one of them goddamn killers was it Michael Myers? He don't never run after nobody. He just be walking, and he catches up to people running full speed ahead. Motherfucker doing 60 miles per hour. You know what I mean? Running a 4.0 flat, and this motherfucker just walking up and catching up to it. That's David Benavidez. So he knows how to preserve his energy. It's about the work output that you make him put out for him to gas out. And you got to get to his body, which is not very easy because if you're not lengthy enough, you're going to have to gamble and give up a little more than what you want to give up. You know what I mean? But with that being said, coming from this great school of Cuban boxing, David Morrell has all those things, all these tools. But how good are these tools and how great is he at using those tools? Now I get it what y'all are saying about Morrell's skill. I get that. But guess what? David Benavidez has seen a Morrell a couple times. He's faced skilled boxers. Morrell in his short career hasn't faced anything like David Benavidez. Very interesting fight. Message for a betting man? I don't know. Wait closer to fight night to see what the odds are. Or go back and watch some fights of these guys, you know. But yeah, that's what it is. But I think it's going to be interesting. It might be even more competitive than what we may think. Because I know David Benavidez, he going to come to bang. How much is Morello's going to come to do? That's the question mark. But he does have a chance. I wouldn't give him like a 30% chance David against David Benavidez. I say 40-60. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I'll be honest with you, Morrell. That's another fight. Morrell done had over 300 amateur fights, so he's pretty much been a pro just as long. But the competition that Benavidez has fought has been very good. And he's got and I'll be honest with you, shoot to my man Jay Gibson, Ben Israel salute. It's just you know what you got to get a brother his credit. Mexican Monster has gotten better and better and better. Every time I see him, he added something new. Shout out to Jose Benavidez Sr. for doing a great job of listening and working with his son and helping his son really improve. But Benavidez is gonna go in there and really, Morrell gonna put up a fight, but it's gonna be easy work for him, man, because Morrell is ready. I mean, not Morrell. David Benavidez is ready, man. He's ready for the better beeves, the bibbles. He's ready for the top dogs now. At this point, he's 27 years old. He's ready for the top dogs. And I'll be honest, just because Morrell might lose, I think Morrell really is better at 68. Whenever Canelo decides to move on or whatever, I think he would be very dominant at 68. I think 75 is just a little bit too big for him because
Mm-hmm.
you seen him in his last fight. I mean, he lost that fight. If you say he didn't, you being extra generous. He lost that last fight. But
Yeah.
but just in a nutshell, man, I think he's a great competitor. One of my favorites to watch, and shout out, man, to PBC for coming back with a bang. I know Uncle Al and has some health issues, as we all do. And we're gonna see what happens, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm tired of the PBC just like you guys are. It is what it is, but it's the only game in town. So we're gonna see what happens, man. And just get ready, man. We coming for the #1 spot. Like I
Oh,
said, we
yeah.
got some new shows coming. We got my man, we got my big brother Crush over here doing it big. We got the Puerto Rican Prince D Free, my man Richie Rich, aka Prize Fighter. Want to show you his new watch. I mean, we doing it big over here. So keep your eye out on us, and remember, they said we couldn't do it. They didn't believe in us. But as Khaled said it best, God did. On that end, we gone. You got anything, Crush?
Yeah, man. Before we go, man, we coming for the #1 spot, baby. We hotter than hot grits. We'll see y'all for coffee and donuts for grown-ups, and we gonna have a great discussion about what we talked about with these prospects. So get ready. That's probably be a 2-day series and whatever we're gonna add on to the show. So we'll see y'all soon. Enjoy y'all Sunday.